Ciao tutti!
Hello everyone, this is Mo,
Sono Tania.
and today we are gonna compare Galaxy S24 against Galaxy A55. And for that,
We went all the way to...
both the Samsung Galaxy S24 and A55 were launched in 2024 with a triple camera setup. The difference is the S24 telephoto lens has a 3x zoom while the A55 is 2x. The Galaxy S24 is around double the price of A55 and has a better chipset, which means the phone can process images and videos better. We started the journey in Piazza della Libertà in Udine. The daytime photos from the two phones didn't show a significant difference. That was the case for all three lenses, and even though the A55's 3x zoom is a digital crop, it still did an impressive job. The rain was getting stronger, but that didn't stop us from going to Piazzale della Castello to take some portrait photos. As a note, all the rows that are between comparison photos and videos are taken by the S24 North American variant that is equipped with a Snapdragon, and others are taken by the S24 Exynos variant. I used portrait mode to take these two photos of Tanya. The colors and the skin tone on the S24 are slightly warmer, but other than that, in the first photo, I could not spot any difference. In the second photo, I preferred the one taken by the A55. The bokeh effect is more dramatic, and I like the skin tone and colors more neutral. The S24 had too much orange to it. One limitation of the Samsung Galaxy A55 is the inability to take portrait photos with the telephoto lens. As you can see, the S24 can take 2x and 3x zoom in portrait mode, while the A55 can only do so with a normal lens. I feel this is a more of a synthetic limitation rather than hardware. Another difference between the cameras of the two phones is the S24's ability to zoom up to 30x, while on the A55 it is only up to 10x. Since the S24 has better computational photography, it can also process the 10x zoom better compared to A55. For example, here I was able to take a much better photo of this beautiful back crack. The photo on the S24 is sharper and captures more details compared to the A55. This is not only due to a better hardware on the S24, but computational photography is also doing a better job. Moving to videography, one main difference between the two phones is the better stabilizer on the Samsung Galaxy S24 compared to Galaxy A55. If you look very closely at the video on the right side, you will notice that whenever I take a step forward, the A55 camera moves a bit, while the S24 is stable. There is also a mode in the Galaxy S24 mode called Super Steady, which further ensures the stabilization of the video, and I used it to take the second shot. This mode does not exist in the Galaxy A55 model. Another difference I spot between A55 and S24 is the colors. A55 generally captures the colors warmer, while S24 is a bit colder and has more gray and blue to it. You only notice this difference when you put them side by side. In terms of pictures, the colors are also similar to the videos. The Galaxy A55 has a warmer tone to it, while the S24 is colder. Also, the S24 photos are sharper, which gives the photos a rather dramatic look. I should mention this only happens on the Exynos variant. You can check out the video in which I compare the S24 Exynos variant to the S24 Snapdragon one to see the difference in computational photography on these phones. One random fact is the S24 has IP68 water resistant, while the A55 has IP67. Not a big difference, and you will be fine standing under pouring rain with both of them. Before going for lunch, I took some pictures of this beautiful Italian canal. There is not much of a difference between the two photos. The A55 photo is slightly more saturated and pops more. Neither of the phones has a dedicated macro mode, but you can take macro pictures if you are close enough to the subject. Again, for me, it was very hard to spot any difference between macro photos produced by the A55 versus the S24. The rain was getting stronger, so we took a bus to Pizzeria. The indoor video of the food was almost identical. When taking the pictures of the espresso cup, the A55 in my opinion did a better job. The S24 tried to blur the background, which resulted in a weird effect, while the A55 kept all the details. Next, to prepare for cycling, we went to Decathlon. I took this picture using the S24, and if you know what it is, you are blessed. The indoor portrait photo, in my opinion, is better on A55. I again like the more exaggerated bokeh effect and the skin tone on the A55 compared to the S24. By the way, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I am very close to reaching 10,000 subscribers, and that is a big milestone for the channel. Thanks for your support. One of the main differences between the A55 and S24 is the chipset they are using. The S24 also includes AI features that the A55 lacks. For example, here I can select the pole on the S24 model and move it to another location. I can comfortably tell you that in the last 3 months that I've owned the phone, not even once have I used the AI features. I am sure some people may find it useful, but it's not for me. Nevertheless, I thought it is important to mention it if you care about it. As it was getting darker, we turned to the streets of Udine to listen to the wisdom written on the wall of this ancient city. I took some photos of Tanya, and surprisingly, the A55 produced a better one. Even though the A55 lacks some blur features that the S24 has, in default mode, I like the blur effect on the A55 more. But this is only my personal opinion. Let us know in the comment section what is yours. In low light, the S24 is doing a better job, again due to a better chipset, computational photography, and of course digital stabilization. But the Samsung Galaxy A55 is doing a great job too. Here I'm using the telephoto lens on both phones. In photography, aside from S24 having more contrast and warmer colors compared to the colder color of the sky on the A55, I did not spot too much of a difference between the phones on the low light setting. My verdict is that if you are going to use your phone a lot for videography, the S24 offers better capabilities. The 3x telephoto lens can also be handy, especially in portrait photography. The Samsung Galaxy A55 does not come short when it comes to photography compared to S24, even though in some areas it lacks some software features, and also it does not have AI features that Samsung is focusing on, and it is up to you to decide whether you find them important. On the other hand, the A55 is half of the price, has a larger screen, and lasts longer in terms of battery life. If you like the video, you will like the other comparison that I've done and is popping on the screen right now. Thanks for tuning into Tecmo. Until the next one, bye!